Welcome to the desert of the real.
Black Achievement's on. I guess he wants to chime in, Black Achievement, better late than never. So, Black Achievement, what's going on, man?
What's going on, brothers?
What's going on, man?
I just don't want to, cry me a river tonight. I don't know. But let me say, I just at the state school board today in Maryland. The Chinese, they doing well. Now they want to set up a Mandarin immersion charter school. God bless them, they're going to get it. The Montessori. I thought Montessori was private schools. Montessori. They opened up a charter school in Montgomery County, Maryland. Montessori. Everybody else looking at America, making a way, not complaining, not looking back at what happened last year. I can't even finish my point. I can't finish my point. Black children get $20,000 per pupil. $20,000 per pupil.
Black Achievement, I know you're
Black
smart.
folk running stuff. Running it to the ground.
Black Achievement. I know you're smarter than that. I know you are smarter than that. That's a red herring, and that's like half truths and everything. Let me tell you something. This is Black Achievement. There is nothing that the Chinese are doing that black people can do, but they have an ultimate goal. One is they're not assimilating into American culture. If they were assimilating into American culture, they would give up those business districts, they would give up those trading networks they have, all those things that keep them sustained. And not only that, they keep their people in this country 10 living for one house, and they basically have a low standard of living, and all they want to do is save a little bit of money, go back to China, and make some money. So that's what it is. Black people, we have a culture of entitlement, right, which is the biggest problem. We have an entitlement culture, which we expect every generation to succeed because we buy into the idea that we're Americans, Chinese don't buy into America, so you could put 20 of them in one house, have them work 20 hours a day at a restaurant, and they don't complain. If they get a little schooling or whatever, that's fine. You understand that? That's why immigrants in this country do well than black people. Why? Because they don't have an entitlement mentality.
Right.
Now, where does the entitlement mentality come from? It comes from people like you, Black Achievers, telling black people that they're Americans, that they're just as American as white people are. Now, we had the same sort of mentality as the Chinese. Like, we don't think we're American. We're just the people that aren't American. We give up our American identity, and we do what we do to survive and just don't take anything from this government, whatever like that. We get somewhere. But as long as we keep thinking America is going to one day open up its blessings to us and pour out the fountain of goodies, that's where our problem lies. We are victims of America. Most of us expecting black businessmen. Something. More and more black businessmen took their business ideas to South Africa and Cape Town. They're becoming millionaires overnight. They go into places like Dubai, and they're like, wow. I stepped out. It doesn't even African Americans who are doing good in Asia right now. They're like, wow, I stepped out of America and I found myself, But my problem is this: the ones that sit there and believe in America, they're the ones that's failing. They're the ones that's failing because the American public education system is not going to teach you how to be successful like they are. They're going to teach you how to be successful as how they view you should be successful. Just get yourself a job, whatever, get out of school, and come work for them. They're not going to teach you how to own a business, So let me get Mr. Holston back on. Mr. Holston, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I want to ask BA a question. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Are you saying that the Chinese are assimilating into American society?
Mr. Holmes, no, sir. No, they're not. No, they got a 2-track program going where they have an assimilation track and they have a track where they are engaged in identity politics. The Chinatown, this Chinese immersion program. What they do is simultaneously they mimic blacks. Blacks initially were the ones that come up with the charter schools, and they had the Afrocentric charter schools. But we ran it as a hustle. Okay, we tried to hustle our kids through the Afrocentric charter school program. Now you see others, 10, 20 years later, the Hispanics got their exclusionary charter schools. The Chinese got their exclusionary. No, whites can't come in, blacks can't come in. It's like the Nation of Islam up in there. The only people who can come in there is Chinese. Straight off the boat.
And I'm really confused, but I'm really confused as to why.
Why are you confused? Why are you confused?
Because we keep going through this over and over again, and you're saying the same thing that I'm saying, but yet we don't seem to be on the same page. You're saying the exact same. Because
I'm saying my page, Mr. Holip, I'm saying that America offers tremendous amount of opportunity, tremendous amount of things. And what
I agree with you.
As black people, what I'm telling you is that people are hustling us. Our own are hustling us. We hustling backwards.
I've been saying the same
billions
thing.
Billions of dollars flow. We ain't got to go to Africa yet. We ain't got to lean on Africa. Africa can't offer us nothing. Africa can't give us nothing. Everything we need and want to succeed and be prosperous is right here in America.
So why isn't it happening? Why isn't it happening?
I just said we got hustlers. The money goes through the hustlers.
Okay.
The hustlers
so now that we know that, now what?
We got to get in there, full guard. Get the money away from the hustlers. But we are too
Why
ignorant.
Why hasn't that happened?
Because we're too ignorant. We caught up in this so-called, we caught up in this amazing grace. This so-called,
you're telling me.
we caught up in this church mentality. Take it to Jesus. Let Jesus.
Wait a minute, hold on, stop. What does that have to do with this? I mean, like I said, hold on, DA. Let me finish. This hustle mentality you're talking about with the church. Okay, you're equating something with somebody's faith. That has nothing to do with this whatsoever. What I was going to interject was basically there's actually three parts. I see a couple parts to this. I'm sorry, Mr. Holipsism. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You finish, Mr. Holipsism. What you're saying? I was going to
basically what I was saying. Everything that he's saying in terms of his analysis of what's going on is wrong. I can't disagree with him. But where I think where we're coming to a divide is when it comes to solutions.
Right.
He's saying that Africa can't do nothing for us. That is absolutely ludicrous to make that statement.
Yes, I agree.
I don't even understand that statement. The one thing that they fear more than anything else is a connection between Africans in America and Africans on the continent.
Yes.
And that's all I want. That's all I want.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, bro.
The thing that this is directed at Black Achievement, because this is something that I really am just puzzled and baffled at this. Why do people use examples of ethnocentric groups and try to compare them to us? And then when we say we want to be ethnocentric, they say, oh, well, you can't do that. Right. Why do you respect the ethnocentricity of another group, but then when we want to do the same thing, it's a problem? And then you want to use these, and then you want to use these groups as examples of how success should be. And then when we say, okay, well, I agree with you, let's do the same thing, and it's like, well, no, we don't want to do that. It's just very confusing to me. I don't get it.
See, the whole point is the reason why the Chinese doing that is because they're very nationalistic and ethnocentric. They don't think about no red, white, and blue, mom and dad, apple pie and whatnot. You know, they're thinking about China. But then the thing is, when we turn around and when we want to do the same thing, we get all this resistance to it. Yet these same people who resist us want to use the Chinese and all these other ethnic groups as examples of how to operate in America. They'll say, oh, look at the Chinese community, they're doing fine. Look at the Hispanic community, Mexican community, they're doing fine. And look at these other people. Look at the African community. Well, all these people, they're successful because they're taking money in America and they're buying land in their home country. When the Mexican comes over here and he works for 1 year, He could buy like 20, 30 acres of land back in Mexico, go back to Mexico and be part of the aristocratic class within 2 years. You know, or he could stay in the United States and then have a business in Mexico making money on both sides of the border. We have no way of putting remittances. We don't have a country to invest in. We don't have like the Jews. The Jews invest in Israel, and Israel blesses them with a homeland. We are basically, Black Achievement, we're at the point now, man, we're tired, man. We're tired, man. We need something for ourselves, man. And America is not it. The borders of the United States can't be our confines. You know, and if somebody can define you, they can confine you. They can say you're American, they can just confine you to America. If I say I'm an African American, that means I'm African, I live in America, I'm part of the African, actually I'm an African diaspora. That means I have entitlement to African soil, I have entitlement to African government, and the African government is starting to recognize us. For the mere fact that they know African Americans have the ability to bring billions to the continent, we have the ability to bring billions to the continent, and all we want is just a place to do business, our own industrial parks, our own schools, our own media centers, our own mini governments, you know, and we just want our own infrastructure on the continent so we can access to Africa and access America and access the world. Right now we're like in prison, you know, we're like in prison. Somebody else feeds us, clothes us, tells us when to get up and whatever like that, and we're tired of it. This is somebody else's plan. This was never our plan. This is somebody else's plan, you know? What does that have to do with you and your movement to go back to Africa? Because
I want to ask.
Why do you keep saying going back there? We're not saying that. So you keep coming up with these saying ain't nobody saying it's going about going back that way. We're saying that we are already there. All we're saying we're building with our homeland because that's an ideal place to start with. We're not saying everybody got to get on a boat and go back. That's not the case.
Exactly.
99% of people are not going to ever leave America. We know that. What we're saying is our focus has to be someplace else, and it should be nationwide.
You see, this is the thing that puzzles me because we've said this about 15,000 times, yet it keeps getting repeated as a talking point.
Yes.
I don't understand that. Like, are you not hearing what we're saying, or are you intentionally doing that?
But when you said what 15,000 times? I guess I didn't. I need 15,001 because
so you don't wait a minute. We need to say it one more time.
No, wait. I've been listening for the last 45 minutes. Okay, and all I've been hearing is how evil and wicked the white man is. How the white man is stopping us from doing ABC. Every time I keep getting.
Caller, let him talk, please. Let him talk, please.
I constantly, I said it's like a default. It's like a handicap. Keep talking about white folk, and I'm looking at what's going on right now in American society in my little village, in my area, and white folk ain't all that. It's not white folk.
No, I'm not addressing that
people,
point.
Wait a minute. It's people who we look up to, we behold, be it because of our Christian religion, because of our nationalism, because our sense of you don't want to put a black brother down or a black sister down. I'm telling you, it is our own ineptitude that is allowing
You're not addressing the point that I just made. The point that I made is that we said 1,000 times that we're not talking about going back to Africa, yet every single time you guys keep repeating that talking point as if that's what we're saying. And I'm saying, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
You're wrong there. That's all. You need to tell me, Carla.
You just said it.
You're not talking about going back to Africa. You're not talking about going to Liberia. You're not talking about going to Ghana.
Black Achievement. You're paranoid about you want to take Africa off the table. Let me give you the talk.
I'm not paranoid.
Let me give you the talk. Let me give you the consensus, right? The consensus among all of us is, among most African nationalists is this, right here, like this. You have right now Africa rising. That means basically, hold on, listen to this very, very carefully. I'm not going to repeat this ever again. I'm never going to repeat this ever again. You have Africa rising, right? You have African people in America, African Americans are basically a people cut off from their heritage, right? You have Chinese, you have everybody in the world trying to get in the continent, right? Oh, listen, trying to get in on the continent, right? Wouldn't it be behooving to us to expand, right, outside the United States borders into one of the places could be Africa, you know. One of the places could be China. One of the places could be Dubai, you know. But the most ideal place where African Americans will have the most success is probably in Africa. Why? Because that's where we are the majority, and that's where people will most likely welcome. That's where our spiritual, and that's where our culture comes from, to rebuild links.
No, not true. Not true. First of all, no, stop right there, Taylor, because you're not true. None of what you're saying is logical. Nothing. The point you're making, you wrap on skin color.
Black achievement. Explain to me how that's not logical when we're already doing it already. First, you cannot go anywhere without something in your pocket based on what you're doing here. How is that logical when we have African Americans who've been doing business on the continent for 20 years now, and they're making millions of dollars, and they're bringing other African Americans, and you even got networks now being formed of consortiums between Africans and African Americans as we speak, in oil, diamonds, and some of everything as we speak, schools, education, engineering. Brother Imhotep, explain to Black Achievement what's really going on. You know, he doesn't have any idea. You know, so the whole thing of Black Achievement is that he doesn't believe anything should be done outside the borders of the United States.
I want to actually hear him finish what he was saying.
Go ahead, B.A.
Thank you. I would like to complete a thought here. Because Africa is black, doesn't mean anything to me. Doesn't mean anything to anybody intelligent. If you're gonna go to Africa,
hold on. Let me get a little Jesse on. Gotta be Black Achievement, man. Just because Africa's black don't mean anything to me. Anybody intelligent? Somebody told him to deny Africa as being intelligent, man. So I can't talk to Black people tonight. Let me get Jesse on. Jesse's been holding. Jesse, you want to say something?
How's it going, everybody? I'm just been listening on the line, and I just want to know where Black Achievement stands on. What should we do within our borders then? And from the sound of it, it sounds as if he doesn't he thinks we're not ready to do business with Africa, or at least try to do business with Africa. But what will it take in that case? What would it take for us to be ready? And
for Jesse, we're already doing it. That's what my point is. There are African Americans that are already doing it. You know, that's the whole thing. Because we don't have the information, so I try to do with all my things. We got people already ahead of the curve. They're already doing this. They're taking, that are foot soldiers in it. Like I told when I had my brother Devon up with Kemetic Pipeline. We have people doing this. I've been putting millions of dollars that are really. We have the city of Philadelphia. We got sister city projects throughout the whole eastern seaboard of the United States that are linking up with countries in Africa, Ghana, Liberia, all kinds of sister city projects to work on all kinds of things, from education to rural development to business, trade. We have all this going on as we speak.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Jesse, what's up, Jesse? I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question because this is what you're going to get. What you're going to get is Black people are just too fucked up to do anything. Nothing that they do is going to work, and you're not going to get any solutions from Black Achievement because every time I hear him talk, the only thing he talks about is this is fucked up, we don't do this, we don't do. But when it comes time to solutions, because I really want to know, if you want to do business within the borders of the United States, why isn't it going on right now? Why hasn't it gone on for the past 60 goddamn years?
And if it is, how come the information isn't passed throughout the nation among Black people? I'm sorry.
What solutions do these guys propose that haven't already been tried and failed miserably? You know what I'm saying? And then the thing that pisses me off, man, and the reason why I rail on them so hard, they want to turn around and then blame the Black nationalists for the condition that we're in. Every solution that these guys have tried has failed miserably. And what we're trying to do is try to do something different, and then they're trying to come at us like we're a part of the problem.
Right.
You're not going to get any solutions from Black Achievement. You're not going to get any solutions from any of these guys. All you're going to hear is a bunch of bitching and moaning and complaining about what we can't do, what we're not doing, and how screwed up we are.